Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. We're in Austin, but there are no wild cowboys on the track this weekend, just some serious horsepower. It's sure to be a race to remember.
Don't forget, the schedule this weekend sees the drivers take to the track for an all-out sprint race. A good opportunity to clinch some crucial championship points.
And with that, I think it's time to get started. Things are hotting up here in Texas for the sprint. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Away we go indeed. Time for the penultimate episode here in this season. So P13 and P14 there in qualifying. Not amazing, but we'll have to make do of it. I totally forgot that I have old components in the back of George Russell's car. So hopefully those last a sprint. I can't expect for scoring. I do not expect to score points. We'll see.
Okay.
Not really much to say from our side. Max Verstappen is going to go ahead and win the sprint here at the Circuit of the Americas. The guy dominates this track pretty much all the time. Fair play. For ourselves, we're going to come home either P16, probably P17, as Pierre Gasly's going to go by us. Russell was lapped. Yikes.
Max Verstappen with an amazing display here.
And their hard work is rewarded with maximum points.
Sit tight and get ready. It's the United States Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Away we go again. So as you can see, a little bit farther back than I would like, but not too shabby. So overall, we're going to go aggressive here with Liam Lawson. A 3-stop strategy, soft, 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 medium. And then for George Russell, the exact opposite, medium, hard, hard. Really just going to focus on pushing, trying to get the most pace out of the car. We've got a brand new power unit in the back of that car, minus the gearbox, which we could not afford. So yeah, I think we can score points today. We'll see.
And there's the lockup. And they'll need to be mindful of the effect that had on the tyres.
I cannot believe it.
I sure can. Hopefully nobody follows us in here. It looks like Sergio is literally going to follow us in on our asses. So got to have a good pit stop here for the boys in bronze. We got held up. 2.3 seconds, like that was a good pit stop, but we got held up and probably jumped by Sergio Perez, of course. So P18 for Liam Lawson, otherwise good stint. Now winning on the first pit stop for George Russell. Right about where I thought we'd be. Just got to have a clean pit stop here onto a set of hard compound rubber. Hards to the end. We've made a mistake.
Sorry, mate.
Shit. Well, lost about 4 seconds, but I mean, we haven't had a pit stop mistake in a long time, so I'll let this one slide.
Next car, Ricciardo.
Bit of an audible here. So we've abandoned the soft, 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 medium strategy. We're going to go hards, medium at the end of this Grand Prix. 2.2 seconds. Good shit, boys. So another clean pit stop for Liam Lawson. Hopefully nowhere close. Ooh, that might be a little bit complicated, but even still, one pit stop to go for Liam, one pit stop to go for George. Good so far.
And the contact between the cars, inevitable. Now that had the potential to do some real damage, given the...
Oopsies. Nico Hülkenberg with his second mistake of the race, and unfortunately this time takes out Charles Leclerc and also brings out the safety car. So, as you can see, we're nose to tail. It would be stupid to stay out here. We're going to have to double stack, which unfortunately means George Russell is going to get the really shitty end of the stick. So, Liam will be the first one to come in. However, he does not have a new set of hards to go onto to finish this Grand Prix. He will be going medium soft to the end, and George Russell will be going hards to the end. But obviously, George Russell will be getting impeded here. So, clean pit stop. Hopefully, 2.2, not too bad. Hopefully the same goes for George Russell onto the set of hard compound rubber going to the end of this race. I will see you guys at the safety car restart. In comes the safety car. So Oscar Piastri will lead Yuki Tsunoda and Esteban Ocon to the safety car restart. Lewis Hamilton has stayed out. Lando Norris and Kevin Magnussen both have major mechanical faults brewing, as well as Daniel Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, and Lance Stroll. For ourselves, Russell's going to the end on these hards. You'll see we'll have to do a little bit of managing, but we should be okay. Liam Lawson will be going balls out. Still one more pit stop to go. That's right. That is a, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 pit stop race. This will be fun.
Tries to get by.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think he's just going to have to make do. Can't really do much about it. Yeah, that front wing damage is going to hurt us a little bit. Somehow we avoided getting a penalty in that situation, but I don't think it's going to save us from much of the pain that's going to come from it. So, new front wing going on, I think, as we've got a hovercraft there for a second down the way in 8.4 seconds. So, Lawson goes to the end of this race. Meanwhile, George Russell is in P11. Norris has a fault. We're going to jump Sargent. I think Antonelli is about as high as we're going to be able to go. Well, we got a lot of tire left. It's time to use it. Nice pass there on Lando. We're also going to get Logan Sargent here. So up to P9. Like I said, we'll get Antonelli. Gasly in this group might be a bit of a stretch. If Ocon is going to have a fault and backs up this group, we might even have a chance at a top 5 here. Oh, shit. That tire's gone flat. Looks like we've somehow managed to jump ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and also there goes Sergio. Ah, brutal. Not for us, though.
And the winner today, it's Oscar Piastri.
Just the perfect end to what has been a thrilling race.
Oscar Piastri is your winner and keeps the championship fight alive. Meanwhile, we're going around the outside of Pierre Gasly at the long right-hander. I don't think we're quite going to be able to get Ocon up the inside. George Russell at the last corner. Let's go. Didn't see that coming. P5 there for Mr. Russell. Kimi Antonelli with a P4. Verstappen still comes home P2, but a big win for Oscar Piastri. Nice. We just nabbed a move spot. Unfortunately, we weren't quite able to come back all the way. As you can see, if we didn't have to place that front wing, I think we still could have scored points with Liam Lawson, but wasn't quite meant to be. So, that was Coda. See you guys at the next round.
Really good stuff, buddy.
The man from down under, Oscar Piastri, heads up to our podium.
It almost feels like it doesn't need saying after a 7th win, but another stunning performance today.
We return once more to the hustle and bustle of Mexico City. Music is in the air this weekend, but it's not mariachi we'll be hearing. It's going to be the roar of the engines and the cheers of the crowd. Formula One is back in the very heart of Mexico City at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez.
At the top of the constructor standings right now, it's McLaren. And the next rounds are still crucial to decide the final order of the season.
What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell. What will happen next? We're about to find out at the Mexico City Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one. I don't think I even need to say anything. Just, yeah. Yeah, look at that. I have no idea. It's like, it's enter to wet to enter to wet to enter to wet to enter to wet to enter. That's what we're looking at. We're going to need some help here, too. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough money. We went broke. We are in debt currently after all the repairs that we needed to George Russell's car after Coda, so he's going to have to survive this race on a dead gearbox. For Liam Lawson, P19, kind of the same goes. We're going to need a miracle. Well, I thought we could at least make to lap 20. Not going to be the case. So George Russell retires out of this Grand Prix and brings out a safety car. Everyone and their mother is coming into the pit lane for a set of wet weather tires. Do we want to stay out and take a gamble here? Because there is going to be something on the other side of this. I think we do. I think we just stay out. It's going to start drying up. There is a silver lining at the end of this. We're the only one that stayed out on intermediates. However, I do fear for Liam's confidence. You can see they're already pulling away from him. If we can just survive till it starts drying out, we will be okay. But it's going to be really gross until we do.
A reminder.
Oh my God, Logan.
Just look at how wet the asphalt is.
Thank you, Sergio, for just driving us off the racetrack. So we've now lost part of our front wing right as the track has started to dry out. Awesome. And oh, by the way, I think all of our confidence is gone. Oh yeah, it's I've screwed the pooch. Well, it was a gamble for sure. Wet tires going on, new front wing going on. I think we're about to start seeing a lot of this. Nico Hulkenberg had just come in for a set of wet weather tires. You can see Hamilton will pretty much be a roadblock to the end of this lap. Sonoda is in danger. Antonelli's in danger. Hamilton's already had a puncture. Leclerc is in danger. You can see there are a couple guys that are really on the fringe. I still don't know how this is going to end because it's looking like it's going to be wet to the finish. Right? Yeah, there we go. Oh, he's pitting. Not a damn clue. At any moment, below 20, these tires could go boom. Literally at any moment. It'll just be like that, and they'll go boom. Like, this is really... boom. Pop.
And first place goes to Piastri.
What an achievement! Sometimes you take the incredible skill of these drivers for granted, but not today.
Not today. Piastri's going to keep this championship fight alive. Esteban Ocon will come home with a P2. And once again, Magnussen will be third, but Nico Hulkenberg will be robbed of a maiden podium in Formula 1 for ourselves. Unfortunately, we did give up the spot to Yuki Tsunoda for P8. But at the end of the day, like, I completely screwed the pooch on the strategy, and we're going to be able to come back for 2 points. So it's unfortunate for George Russell. We should be fine for, I believe it's Interlagos up next. Yeah, so not the end of the world, but unfortunate, but also very fortunate.
With such a strong performance from Piastri, there's no denying that he's earned that place on the podium today.
Taking their 8th win of the season, there's just no stopping them.
Our F1 season brings us to Brazil for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. The Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache has been a staple of the racing calendar for decades, and soon we'll once again be watching the best drivers in the world give it their all.
In this round, the teams have 2 races to contend with both the Sprint and the Grand Prix offering the chance to bag some championship points.
Our weekend action starts here. 24 laps around Sao Paulo in today's sprint. It's lights out and away we go.
We are still broke, and George Russell's going to have to use a broken gearbox for the sprint racer today, and maybe even for Sunday, which is why we're coming from the pit lane. Basically just using this as a test session. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson, sprint qualified in P10. We're going to lose a spot here, maybe to Valtteri Bottas. Hopefully we can keep it in the running. I think we can score points. Fingers crossed. Esteban Ocon's going to make a run here. You can see Kevin Magnussen also lurking in the background. This is going to end in tears, isn't it? Okay, Magnussen backs out. Let's see, is Ocon going to track him out? Not quite, as Daniel Ricciardo gets back ahead of us. So it looks like Oscar Piastri is going to go ahead and win this sprint race. Max Verstappen, even with that fault, is going to still somehow manage to bring home a P6. Tell you what, this championship fight ain't over yet. Piastri wins, Ocon P2, Magnussen will come home P3. We're going to come home P11. Just kind of ran out of tires, just absolutely cooked our shit in the traffic, but not the end of the world. Hopefully Sunday's better.
Oscar Piastri there with a stellar drive.
That was a fantastic effort. Really well done.
And now, it's time for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
More rain. It's going to get goofy here. So as you can see, it's going to be dry start to intermediate to dry finish. But it's going to be a slow, gradual drying, not like a straight dry. So that'll be fun to pick out the timing for that. And also, George Russell has to do this race on a 15% gearbox because guess what? We're still broke.
And you can see how the cars come together. Now their confidence will have taken a hit with that.
Damn. Unk in the gutter, Logan Sargent and Lewis Hamilton out of this Grand Prix, and we've got a safety car. That's going to wreak havoc in this race's strategy. Safety cars coming in, already back to green flag racing. The weather has arrived. It's just going to trickle in. It just becomes a question now of when do we pull the trigger to come into the pit lane, and also when will we decide to not get overtaken by Frederick Vesti.
Oh no, that's not how to do it. Not a mistake they'll want to make again.
It's spitting. Whoa, everyone came in. What the fuck? Do they know? Oh. I was like, do they know something that I don't? And of course, the weather just, or the water saturation on the track just shoots up. We're going to wind up crawling into the pits here. Fuck me. Okay, here we go. So we went a lap longer than we really needed to. Straight onto a set of wets. I don't know if this is the right call or not. We got a little bit held there by the Mercedes, but I think we'll be okay. We're still getting held. Why are we still getting held? Well, we just lost way more time than we needed to. We're going to gamble on intermediates for George Russell. We are going to cycle out in P13 and P18. 14 and P18. It just never ends.
That's it. That's the spin. But really, it was always going to be a tough time out on the track in these...
Yep, that's our guy for next year. Oof.
I got hit quite badly.
Well, Kimi Antonelli has been shoveled off the racetrack, but it's not going to matter for us. We are going to come in this time for a set of hards. I'm honestly just amazed that we didn't get a puncture. So, into the pit lane now for Liam Lawson, onto a set of hard compound rubber. Nice clean pit stop, 2.3 seconds. Hopefully it dries out quickly. Awkward.
Okay.
And Verstappen finishes first.
They can be really proud of what they've achieved today. A result like that doesn't just fall into your lap.
Max Verstappen takes one step closer to championship number 5 or 6, whatever it would be, but that's not really important right now. This is what is important. Nico Hülkenberg, after 17 years, is on the verge of scoring his first ever F1 podium, but Leclerc has a run. The gap is not closing as much as I thought it would. It's going to happen. Nico Hülkenberg, at the place where he gave up his first ever F1 win, finally scores a podium. My day is made. P13 for ourselves with Liam Lawson. Unfortunate, but it kind of is what it is. And then a retirement for George Russell. This is a sham. No one cares. Nico Hülkenberg has finished on a podium. Let's go.
And there's some big celebrations for McLaren as it sinks in now that they've won the Constructors' Championship.
And what a truly dominant display we've seen this season. I don't think it was ever in doubt.
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
Another win this year, and you know what? I wonder if they've lost count by now.
And that means, here in Sao Paulo, it's party time.